Episode 12 of season 49 of Survivor is done and dusted, the penultimate episode. And they took us on a bit of a ride with Soph this week.
Yeah, we went from, oh, she's really going to do it, to, oh, no, she's not going to do it, to, oh, she is going to do it, but she's doing it wrong. No, wait, she is doing it right. No, wait, she did it wrong.
And now she's just there, but having done it wrong.
Yeah, so she has no hope. And my prediction is she will now be in the final three.
Yes. We've certainly got, between her and Christina, two people in the final five that have no hope.
Yep.
And Sage is... I have trouble seeing her win either, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're addressing all of this now. So we should probably mention Stephen went home, which was a bit of a surprise for me. So we actually saw in the end credits that both Christina and Sage wrote Stephen's name.
Yeah, whereas I mean, you were asking me, as always, right before the vote, what I thought happened, and I kind of said, well, I sort of hoped Rizzo went, just for the move, really, not because I have anything against Rizzo, but just for the move, I hoped it was him, but I thought, based on the percentages, it would be Stephen. But I was actually guessing that Sage was going to flip solo and that Christina was going to stick with Stephen, but I was wrong there.
Same, I thought that as well. So I've got many thoughts, but I think we should probably say them until later. I have really many thoughts. Just so many. It's like throughout this entire episode, I'm like, oh no!
I can't wait.
Like, how many times in our chat did I say, oh no? So at the beginning of the episode, they're coming back from last week's tribal council. Everybody is okay.
Yeah, well, they all voted together. Why would they? It was a unanimous vote. I feel a little bit for Sophie watching that back, that everyone is just so happy that they got her out.
Yep.
But it did kind of confirm, well, I don't know whether it's true or not, but I've confirmed my own thought, true or not, that I think they just rated her higher than the edit did, and that they think they got a great person out.
Yeah. So I do think that they made the right move, even though I think that they should have done it much sooner. Instead of sending MC out, they should have taken her out then. But because she was such a distraction, basically, for every week after that. She was
not be mistaken. If MC had hung around, she would have been dangerous. Like you said wrong. But,
just to be clear, I wanted that. I wanted MC there. I wanted her in there so much, Please, MC.
But from a gameplay point of view, it was probably smart to get rid of her.
Yep. But we should probably just go back to the beginning of the episode before I start really ranting, because boy, do I have some thoughts about this episode.
Yeah, so they were all pretty happy. Sophie's talking about how she feels like she's not going to win against the other two. They've got two bigger games. She's got to do something. And we're like, yeah, okay, but tell us something that we don't know.
Yeah, we've heard this.
But we don't think you're actually probably going to do it.
I was more, come on, please, Sophie. This is your chance. I was just like, no, okay. If you're going to do your knowledge is power, you have to do it. And there's only one sensible place to play it, where you know the situation. Guaranteed. And it seems like, at that point, that she's going to do it. At least that's what she's saying. And she's been talking about it a while, but I'm like, this is it. She has to do it.
Because even if... I mean, Stephen's kind of saved here by the fact that he has to say their name earlier. But what's happened in lots of other seasons with this is that they've just handed it to someone else. They're like, it doesn't matter whether Stephen plays it and blocks a vote or whether Christina plays it and blocks a vote. It really doesn't matter. So you've got no idea really who is holding it. She was essentially a 1 in 3 on picking the right person if she was going to do it. But of course, she can't even strategize with anyone because she hasn't told anyone, but maybe she's not thinking clearly.
There's a lot of that this episode, Michael. There is a lot I'm not thinking clearly. So they moved to the first challenge pretty quickly. I think before they went to the first challenge, the Savannah, Rizzo, Sophie alliance were definitely like, we need to take Stephen out.
Yep.
They've been pretty clear the entire episode. Yeah, Stephen's the target. And the other side were like, actually, they weren't plotting immediately, but later on they were plotting. You know, we've got Stephen. Oh, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. We should go do the challenge.
I will say though that Soph was talking more about if she's going to upset the apple cart. She was talking more about Savannah and Rizzo. It seems like that's who people rate.
I think she was saying that because she knew that she could get people to vote for Savannah.
Maybe. Yeah, that's possible.
But she probably thought other people aren't going to vote for Rizzo because he has an idol.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I was trying to use it to maybe read the jury. But yeah, maybe you're right.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. So I'm no Survivor expert like you. I'm not a Savannah expert either, just FYI. But we go off to our first challenge. I'm trying to remember which one this was.
This was just a big obstacle course where they were going, they were high stepping. They were, moving, what was it? It wasn't a key this time. They were moving bags in between, in and out. Oh, that's right. They were walking on top of like a lattice, bamboo kind of thing. But
they called it the big step thing. That's what they called it.
Oh, yeah. But I was trying to explain the bit after that where they were on top of two beams and trying to weave them in and out, I think.
Yep.
It wasn't that exciting a challenge, to be honest. And then they had a final throw at the end, which is always good for a potential close finish. Yeah. But it does tend to expose people who just can't throw, like when we saw Christina
throwing behind her. Yeah.
And even Sophie, like her expression when they explained the challenge was almost like, I'm probably not going to get this anyway.
Did you see her expression on the first throw? She throws it, and it's like it's clearly nowhere near it. She's like, oh, God, I'm bad.
There's certain things you got to practice if you're going to go on Survivor, and throwing a sandbag is one.
I'll keep that in mind, Michael. So it ends up being Savannah who wins it. And she deserved, she totally deserved that win.
Stephen was in front for a bit, and we both thought it might have been his to win, and he just went over the top of it. He was kind of throwing too shallow,
few times, yeah.
Whereas Savannah was giving it the real loop-de-loop.
Heave-ho.
Yep. She's great at challenges. You gotta give it to her.
Yeah, she is. And in fact, Jeff has a bit of a chat with her, and she has one of her sad moments, of course, before this challenge. Just another one.
She's hungry.
Just in case you guys didn't know, she's hungry, and it's been raining, and blah, 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 blah.
But also, it sounds like she's not keeping down the little that they are getting on very, very much. Yeah.
So the reward is quite a feast and a nice night's stay somewhere, and letters from home. Let's not forget that part, although I wish we could.
So cold-hearted. This is tradition. They sort of say it in the episode, and everybody else knows it, but possibly you don't. Like this is seen as like the best challenge to win, sort of every season. The letters from home, or in the old season before they went, post season 40 and post COVID, it was often visit from home. They would get people's loved ones out.
Family, yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Savannah obviously chooses Rizzo and Sophie. It's just like
pretty easy, yeah. I mean, at least last week they were kind of left with a bit of a, do I leave 4 people back at camp when I've taken 3? Well, I mean, you have to, but like, who do you take? But here it's just a 3-3. Not much reason not to just take your 2 allies.
And that actually highlights something that was discussed at Tribal Council. Sorry, going back to Tribal Council again. When Sophie was like, "Oh, I don't believe that they weren't talking about what they weren't plotting." It's like, well, you left them there. What did you expect? What did you expect was? Are you like, whoa, I can't believe they plotted while we were away. Of course they bloody did.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out in that bit, I'll be honest, because I'm like, it didn't really mean anything.
Yeah, it's like, Survivor players playing Survivor. Yes, congratulations, Sophie, on your massive insight. She's dropped in my esteem so severely this episode. She's back to the pits with me. Unsurprisingly, off they go, and while they're there, Sophie just has a complete 180 on her earlier discussion. And it's just like, oh no, Sophie.
Letters from home, they buy goodwill. Yeah. She says, it seems like it was a, message from God or something like that, she says, meant to be, essentially. Locks it in.
Yeah, that's one way to get my sympathy, bring religion into it.
But they do sort of dangle a carrot for us when they...
Sorry, just checking my glasses, just checking.
When they say that the message from her grandmother sort of says, you're only young once, you won't always have a chance to take a shot, essentially, paraphrasing. So make sure you take your shot while you got it, which obviously can be read any number of different ways, but it did sort of leave it open that she might do something.
Yes. Yeah, but at this meal, she reveals, in my esteem, she makes a huge miscalculation and reveals that she has the knowledge is power to Savannah and Rizzo. And it's just like, oh.
As soon as she did that, it was like, this is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just like, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you silly, silly person. But she did it. And at that stage, it seems like, she's totally going to try to steal Steven's advantage. But we already know that by the time he gets to Tribal Council, which is when she can play it, it's already used. So she can't actually, it's impossible for, she doesn't obviously know this. So she's switched from stealing something that she knows to stealing something that she doesn't know, which is just like, that makes complete sense. I guess letters from home can really mess up your mind.
But I guess one thing that I think we talked about it last week, actually, and it sort of, re-dawns on me again, just a little bit later. It's like, but maybe she sort of does the math, after Savannah then goes on to win the immunity later. Maybe she does the math and just goes, well, this means I'm in the firing line. Maybe it puts enough heat on her that she changes her mind. But given that they thought they were going to get the advantage, they thought it pretty likely they were going to get whatever Steven's advantage was. I think they just worked out that they were going to end up on the right side of the numbers anyway, even though she was nervous.
Yeah, so this is what I was trying to talk about. So as soon as they realize, I'm going ahead again. So as soon as they realize, so she plays her knowledge is power and they realize, oh no, this is not going the way that we expected. Surely they knew. Surely that would have been Rizzo is going to play his... and he did. He definitely played.
But maybe that was the chance that she could have changed up at that point, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, but I also at that point don't think it's going to save her. Like, she's basically done her dash at that point. Like, she needed a big moment and it misfired. Like, she's...
It didn't just misfire,
she's
it
toast,
blew up in her face.
Essentially. So she probably thinks, well, what's the point of burning my allies and everything now? Like, I'm done. I'm cooked.
So back at camp, Steven reveals what his advantage is to Sage and Christina. And they're like, oh, great, so we'll just nullify one of their votes and all go on, at this stage, Savannah, because Savannah doesn't have immunity at this stage. I was pretty... Okay, I messaged a few times, and I'm just going to say it, that I was pretty proud of my predictions. A lot of my predictions happening in this episode. So Savannah winning immunity, and then So freaking out because knowing that she's probably a target, suspecting that she's a target, and Rizzo playing his idol. And all of those three things happened.
No, they didn't.
They did.
The third one.
But the result wasn't the end.
You just said.
Oh, that's right. Rizzo didn't play his idols. Yeah.
2 out of 3 is not bad.
So why did he get up to not play his idols? It's just like, what are you doing?
To grandstand for the jury. It's all he's got.
Yeah.
And he did a decent job. Yeah. He did actually surprise me because they had kind of set it up like, oh shit, I actually might need to play it this time. I did actually think he was playing it this time.
Okay.
But they hadn't really revealed.
And I was like, what's he wasting time for?
They hadn't really revealed before that he had been telling everyone that it finished at 6 instead of 5, which is pretty smart.
Yep, it is pretty smart. And Sage and Christina and Stephen all believed him for some reason, but somehow I thought that he told that to Savannah and Sophie as well. But later on, we see that he has actually told them that it's on when it's down to the final 5 that that's the last time he can use it.
I do wonder whether Stephen told them about the fact that it was a block, not a steal. I wonder if Sage's math would have worked out differently if she thought that he was going to steal a vote still, and that he had 2. Because, no, it doesn't, because it's still 3-2. They're still up, so it doesn't actually make a difference. And they still chose to go. Yeah, it just seems like a total really misread about who they think is the most dangerous.
Yes, definitely.
She thinks she can win as long as Stephen is out.
Yeah, and I don't know why. That's just such bizarre thinking. But let's not jump ahead yet, because I definitely have many, many thoughts about that.
We've still got another challenge to cover.
Yeah, exactly. So the other team come back, and there is a big rift because... it was during the next challenge. So they go to the next challenge. I don't think there was anything significant that happened.
Nope.
By the way, when it was just Stephen, Sage, and Christina at the camp, and they were discussing things, did you notice the chickens walking in the background?
Yes, I nearly said the same thing. It's just like goading them.
So off they go to the next challenge, which is the immunity challenge, and it's a balance challenge. So they have to stand on one foot on the end of a plank that has a balance on it. On the other end is a ball, which is contained in a small raised, depressed area.
But...
Yeah. So too much weight on the end that they've got their foot on, the ball will definitely roll towards them, and that happens pretty early on to 3 of them.
It can also go side to side, or all sorts of ways.
So Jeff was talking about that the previous person to win this challenge went on to win Survivor, and that they managed to do it for 24 minutes.
I hope you never pay, super attention to those, for that all those times that you're going to go back and watch the other 48 seasons, Ben, and hopefully you've forgotten what he said by then.
I'm not going to have time to watch the other 48 seasons with how many seasons of Veep to watch? Jesus. So we were both sort of like, I think Stephen is in with a good chance. But all along, I thought...
I know you said that. I was thinking, no, I think she's got it. She's been so good at those sort of core strength challenges.
I wanted Stephen to win it, but I did actually think Savannah would win it because I predicted it last week.
Yeah. he's kind of, he's athletic, but he's, she's just, anything that's that core strength, like keep your balance, hold firm, like she doesn't waver. She's just, and Sophie was the only one that was sort of challenging her for those type of challenges all the way through. MC was good at other kind of challenges early, but those ones, she's just a rock. She
totally.
I mean, there was a bit of back and forth when Sage was sort of trying to appeal to her, emotional side, or ask for a favor or whatever. But really,
and I actually thought Savannah handled this really well.
Yeah, we didn't see her waver.
Yeah, she could have just been, no, bitch, but she's like, look, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah. And she even says, well, you've already written my name down once, like, what any chance that I was going to do this, it's a good sort of shield for her, actually, because she probably wouldn't have done it anyway. But the fact that she can say, no, you've already written my name down.
Yeah, and Sage is like, look, I know you, but I wouldn't trust me myself. I wouldn't trust me if I were in your shoes either. But it's
and
just
after
like,
you go back and watch the show later and see what I did to Shannon, you'll be even more glad.
That's right. She doesn't know about that.
No.
She still thinks it was Shannon going crazy. So it does end up being Savannah. And congratulations to her. Well deserved.
We do get a good moment with Sage sort of, really trying to will herself over the line. And, in any scripted show or whatever, you would think, there's a reasonable chance this gets her over the line. But no, it doesn't always work out that way.
No, she tried, but she didn't make it, unfortunately. But I don't know how much of a difference it would have made.
No.
I really don't.
Actually, that's interesting. If Savannah had been a target... I don't know.
They would have known that Savannah would have been a target. Sure,
it might have made a difference.
So many times.
I think maybe they went for Stephen because partly because the alternative in Soph wasn't that juicy as well. They even talk about wanting to be with Sophie in the final 3. Isn't it? Christina Sage says, I kind of want Soph at the end.
Well, I would too.
Yeah.
Especially now. She's got no hope of winning.
Yeah, yeah. But before, I don't know. I feel like maybe if Sage had won, they would have tried to load up on Savannah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, sorry, I misspoke.
But once again, I mean, she doesn't really rely on anybody else. She's a lot of people have been talking about the fact that Rizzo's been protecting himself with his idol, and he's never had to play it, but he's really kept them guessing with it. There's definitely a skill with that and the balls to do it, but she hasn't really. I mean, she's got some protection from the fact that he has an idol, and that especially early on that he might play it on her, but mostly she's done it herself.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And you know what? As much as I think she's got mean girl energy, out of everyone on the show right now, I actually think that she probably would win it.
Yeah, I think she deserves it.
Let's get to that discussion at the end of the episode. So off they go back to camp, and the plotting begins. I'm like, come on, Sophie, please realise the mistake you're about to make by trying to steal Stephen's advantage. Please realise, and there is one point, and I know it's right before they go to tribal council, but I just want to jump to it, where she has a long discussion, and I should have known those sorts of just before tribal council discussions are always a fake out. They're always, maybe something else will happen. It's never been, not once this season, when they've done that, has it been, that's totally what's going to happen. No, it's never what happens. She basically says, my grandma would tell me that I need to protect myself and that I should steal Rizzo's idol. And yes, Sophie, you should have stolen his flippin' idol.
What's grandma going to say when you get home?
Bleeding idiot. I just, why would you go from something that you know for certain to something that you don't know for certain? It's just like, come on. I know a bigger move would have been to take. Can you imagine? She wanted a big move. Taking his idol is a huge move.
Yeah, and maybe she thinks, yes, maybe they think, Stephen is a big threat, and that is still a good move. But honestly, even if it hadn't fizzled, even if she had have stolen Stephen's advantage, it wasn't big enough.
She couldn't use it.
It wasn't. It's sort of, that's good, but it's not win the game good after you've done nothing else really up till then.
Yep.
It wasn't guaranteed. Well, nothing's guaranteed, but it was a smaller chance to work, and even if it had worked, it probably wasn't going to do enough. Whereas we hear Rizzo say different stuff. He's like, basically, I'm not here to get third or fifth. If you want to win, you got to swing for the fences in sporting analogy, Ben.
Yeah, you know me. I'm all about the sporting analogies.
What's that golf for? Yeah. You got to
Okay, sure.
If you want to win, you got to play like you're trying to win. And
You're there to win. Yep.
To his credit, he does it over and over again.
So one thing that Rizzo's been doing really well, it's definitely not challenges.
No, he's awful at challenges.
Yeah, he is so bad at challenges. When the immunity challenge, did you see at one point? It looked like he's basically given up here. He knows he is not winning this one.
And even when they're showing doing the time lapse of him and Soph on the bench, and know the other two are Sage and Christina, look, they're just fixed on the challenge. Their heads aren't moving, and Rizzo and Sophie, they can't even keep their focus on the bench.
Yeah,
let alone
after having such a delicious meal and beautiful sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing that Rizzo has done really well is he has driven a fair few of the votes.
Yes, and possibly they don't realise it.
Well.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rizzo starts a discussion with with Sage about, hey, look, I know that you want to get close to him. Sorry, you're close to him, but he's a real risk, and I don't think you could. And I'm not sure you could win against him. He somehow convinces her.
He's very good at it.
I do not understand this. It's just like, come on, Sage. What he's saying is at complete odds to reality. There is no way you are going to make it to the final three if those three are there. No way.
Yeah.
There's not one chance. It's just incredible.
I guess she thinks,
I'm so frustrated.
Maybe I will get there. I nearly won the last challenge.
There's just no way. She's not doing it. No. It just blew my mind. And then seeing Christina vote against Stephen, it's like, Christina, what are you doing?
Yeah, she didn't want to.
Well, I guess if she knew that Sage was going to go against Stephen, she probably just wanted to go with the crew and not be the odd one out.
Yeah,
I don't really get that. It's just exasperating. Yeah, it's so exasperating. It's like, surely they're thinking at this, like, they're the final five now. Yes. So,
yes.
Well, they were the final six. They're the final six. So surely they're thinking, who do I not want to be in this game with at the end? And
well, they think Stephen's, quite likable and has been decent at challenges, and
yeah, but it's like, but you also have to think at the next tribal council, you'll have the Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophie alliance take out Sage. That's what will happen.
Yeah.
And at the one after that, Savannah will blindside Rizzo and take him out, so that she's left with two weak players.
Yeah, the one after that's the one where they go to fire with four people, and you've kind of publicly got to make a choice about who you take and who you choose to make fire, which makes it a little bit more complicated. But yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong though. It could definitely go that way. Yeah, it's just like,
this is such a huge miscalculation on Christina and Sage's part. It's just like, I don't know what you're thinking.
I must admit, I'm not even really trying to think about what Christina's thinking. To be honest, she's sort of again, she seems like a nice
Christina
person,
is basically
she's just
that
been
side's
playing dead for
Sophie.
a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I just do not get it. And all the talk. Let's talk about Tribal Council. So they go to Tribal Council. Sorry, I know I'm jumping around here. They go to Tribal Council, and I want to talk about the jury, actually.
Uh-huh.
There were a lot of reactions from the jury this episode. A lot of them from, what's his face? Alex.
Yeah, I'm mostly watching Alex, actually.
Yeah, it's like, Alex, if you roll your eyes any further, they'll pop back around. Jeez, mate. Oh, you're so tired of hearing about Rizzo's idol, you poor princess.
It was also when Stephen made a joke about shins and coffee tables.
Yeah, it's like, bloody hell, mate. he's still out there not eating while you're eating. Give him a break, will you? They were very surprised about Sophie's knowledge is power.
Yes.
And even more, so I'm jumping ahead again, sorry. So when Sophie plays her knowledge is power, and we're like, the way she's making her sound is she going, I couldn't tell if she was going to go Stephen.
No, neither could I. And there was a bit where they sort of showed Savannah, looking knowingly like, I know what's going to happen or whatever, like she has done before.
Oh, this is brilliant editing.
And I'm like, if this happens, if she turns it, I'm just waiting for Savannah's moment where she just goes...
Well, she does do that.
It would have been fantastic.
When Sophie plays it against Stephen, and Stephen says, "No, I don't have it, you bloody idiot, because I've already played it." And both Rizzo and Savannah are looking at each other like, "Wait, what? Oh, this isn't good." But unbeknownst to me, but obviously very, very known to you, the decision's already made. Actually, sorry. While Sophie was reading out her knowledge is power, Sage was sort of looking over at Stephen, and he winked at her like, "Yeah, don't worry, it's all good. She can't steal what I don't have."
But why was she looking worried at that point? Yeah.
But, unfortunately it ended up being Stephen, and it's just mind-boggling that they would do that Sage and Christina would do that to themselves.
And again, even if Sophie had have hit it right, and even if it had have worked, in a way, the fact that Christina and Sage voted the way they did kind of would have taken the wind out of her sails anyway. Like, she would have got no credit for it. And not that she was to know that, but...
Yeah, I don't understand what Sophie was thinking. It's just,
I wonder how much Rizzo actually thought that they were... I suspect that Rizzo knew that was a decent chance that they were going to flip. Because, he'd had that conversation with them. And there's been several times
it's very strange
that we found out with previous votes that later on he with some of the interviews people have done after they've got voted out, they've said, "Oh no, Rizzo knew about this."
So, yeah, it's very, very disappointing. I mean, we both like Stephen. Neither of us thought he would really win.
No. But that's mostly to do with...
This was a pretty big move. This was a big move. If this had gone through, this was a good move for him.
We just never really
I still
saw
don't
him
think it was enough.
Driving votes. Like, he talks about sort of Christina's game kind of being sloppy, and he's talking about spaghetti all over the face and everything. That was funny as well. But I must admit, even when he said it, I thought, well, yeah, you've been on the right side of votes a few times as well, but we haven't really been shown you driving any of the votes.
Yeah.
Like, in that team, it was sort of always Joanne and Sage, if anyone. Yeah. So
it's funny that I'm now the expert on names.
I keep having to look at Christina's because I keep thinking it's Katrina or something.
Yeah. I think I did Katrina last week, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, it's very... I'm pretty sure it's game over for Sage, and...
I'm not sure what would have to happen with Sage.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
So here's what I think.
Small chance.
Sage is definitely... I'm pretty sure Sage is gone next week.
Yeah.
That will take her out.
She would have to win immunity.
I actually think that one of the Rizzo, Savannah, also they're one of their alliance... Oh, as you said, the Final Four, they go to the Fire Challenge. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so they have an immunity, but whoever wins gets to force two people to go to Fire, and whoever loses the Fire goes out. Yeah, there's no vote.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't think that they're going to send Christina to Fire.
We've had very little talk, actually, during the show about who's making Fire. Sometimes they'll sort of, especially as you get close to that episode, they'll start dropping some things about who's good or not good at Fire, because it can play into who they choose.
So,
but it's been nothing about it.
My theory is that Christina will definitely make it to the final 3 because she's a weak player.
Yep.
And it really depends on who wins the next.
Well, I did think that, but I wonder now, because if it does just go the way it continues to go, then what's the harm in taking Soph now? I guess if you get rid of Soph, she might at least vote for you.
Yeah,
like,
so
maybe Christina wouldn't vote for you, but Soph would.
So my point is that. So Sage is definitely gone. She's way too strong. Then they won't want her as part of the final 3. But they'll keep they won't include Christina in the final fire challenge because they want her in the final 3. So whoever it is, they will any of them will do it because they'll all think I can beat her.
I guess one way to go might be to do that, and they might even. No, actually, probably not. I was going to say they might even have an agreement to do it. But it would be one thing to say, oh, all right, well, I've got 2 buddies in my, alliance of 3, and I can't choose. I like you all too much. I can't choose, so I'm going to send you both to fire.
Yep. Yeah. It's. I mean, it just feels so obvious now what's going to happen. Obviously, I still don't know who's going to win. But so, who do you think deserves to win, or deserves to win, and who do you think will win at this stage?
I think.
Feel free to say who you think doesn't deserve to win as well.
I now think Savannah will win.
I do too.
I think she's going to be very convincing at final tribal. I previously I haven't thought she would win because I just thought there was too many people on the jury that didn't like her energy.
Mm-hmm.
But now with 3 immunities, and she could very easily have 4 and, possibly even 5. I mean, that's not the biggest factor in a lot of people in whether or not you end up voting for them at the end, but it is a factor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Rizzo, although we see a lot of his gameplay and him influencing driving votes, in a way that Savannah doesn't, she just sort of eyeballs people and gets them offside. He's been driving the vote a bit more, but I'm not sure whether or not they will appreciate that necessarily. I think he's more likely to sort of stumble when he's delivering his final address. But on his side, I think he's probably, his whole kind of family story. And the fact that he is emotional and people have, seen that, it's not like he's going to be surprising them with it. They can probably identify with him, and in that way, he's maybe got a better story. I don't think Savannah's going to sort of suddenly win their hearts at the end. With a story. So that's probably what he's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, you make a good point about Savannah. I keep forgetting about how many people she's burnt. There are a lot of people on the jury that do not like Savannah.
Yeah, and normally you would say, well, they've voted together the whole way through. Like anyone she's burnt, he's burnt as well. But with her, it's kind of personal.
And Rizzo is likable.
Yeah.
A lot of the people like him. Even though he's backstabbed a fair few of them.
He hasn't been a jerk about it either, though.
No, he's not been. He's gloated back at camp, but they won't see that until the episode airs.
He's pretty. Actually, I'm trying to think now how much of it is what he's just done to camera, but he's pretty open about just enjoying the game and being a player, basically. In a kind of respect the game sort of way. I think what gets people really offside at Tribal is if they think you're one kind of person and you change it up, or you try to convince them that you're something else at the end, which I don't think will be a problem for him. I think he's been sort of fairly straightforward about what he likes about the game and the way he wants to play it.
I think Savannah has too. That's the thing. She's been very open about the way she is, and I don't think she's going to pretend to be anybody she's not when it comes to the final jury.
Another thing that can really burn people at final tribals is not being humble. Like the jury want to hear how kind of they could have been up there if not for some other quirk of fate or whatever. But she's likely to just get up there and sort of say, "Yeah, I beat you all, and I deserved it, and
That's
more for
true.
you." Yeah.
Yeah,
So
whereas
there
Rizzo
is a
could get up
chance
and
she,
just say, "I can't believe I got this far. Have you guys
yeah,
seen me on challenges?"
sort of plucky, yeah. Where I feel like Savannah might put her foot in her mouth. I feel like all these reasons I'm giving make it sound like I actually think Rizzo's gonna, but I still don't think I'm talking myself out of it. I think,
I still think Savannah's going to win it. Yeah.
yeah,
She's definitely better spoken than Rizzo. Rizzo is surprisingly well spoken. And
yeah,
he's
he gets
very
emotional
persuasive,
and
as we've
overcome, but
seen.
when he's got his words together, he can speak very well.
Yeah, yeah. And it wouldn't hurt to show a bit of emotion, apparently.
I know in the community, like it's well known who's in season 50, but I legit do not know who the people who
I
are
also
going
don't know. I
into
haven't looked it
50
up.
are. But to me, the vibe I'm getting, which means nothing, the vibe I'm getting is that Rizzo goes, but I do wonder whether that's because I don't even know that to be true, but the vibe I'm getting is that he doesn't win, and that's kind of a reason you bring him back. Like that he did well,
Okay.
and he was enjoyable and fun to watch or whatever, and maybe this is the time he gets it, kind of thing, rather than
Okay.
take a winner from the previous season straight into the next one. But I could just be completely wrong about that. Whereas Savannah
No,
to me
I think
is
your
not
reasoning's
the.
pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe I could end up looking like a fool on this as well. But Savannah to me
I can't
doesn't
really
seem like
think
the
of...
sort of person you bring back.
No. No, definitely not. She's too mean girl.
Although, ever since season 40, it's one of the criticisms is that it's sort of too lovey-dovey with the casting, and that there's not very many villains anymore. And to the extent that we still have them, she's sort of more a villainy person,
But
and that provides sort of texture to the season.
but if she won it and they're asking her to come back for literally the next season.
Which has definitely happened before.
Oh, it has it? Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I was
definitely.
thinking. I was
And
thinking,
because of
would
the
she
way
even want to go
they
back?
shoot them, it's often it's about a month in between, I think, or
Oh my God.
a few weeks, because they've obviously got the seasons, right, and between you know wet season and all the rest, and they've got the crew out there, everyone who's living, he
Yep, might
talks
as well
about
shoot it
how 300
straight
people
away,
on
yeah.
the island, and because of that as well, when they shoot 50, 49 hasn't aired. So,
Yep.
so they've already shot 50. So people in seasons like this where they have a kind of returnee season as the sort of second one they shoot, there's been multiple occasions where they've brought someone from the previous season, and the other people out there, the other returnees,
Don't know.
they know each other's game because they've seen each other's game, but they don't know the person from the last season.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So anything's on, basically. All right. So yeah. Very, very disappointed / surprised. Of the way it's gone, and I think it's pretty clear what's going to happen next week. So I guess
Yeah.
did you say it's a 2-hour episode next week? Is that what you said?
I didn't say that, but they are often longer. Maybe they said it. Yeah, but it is a
I
finale.
don't think they did.
They
I
would
was just
they would often be 2 hours.
okay.
I guess the other sort of I've lost my point. Yeah, right as I was about to say it. No, it's gone.
Well, that's all I've got. I've already whined and complained enough.
They strung us along just enough. It always seemed very, very unlikely to me that so many things had to go right in order for Sophie to do it. She had to want to do it. She had to be convinced. The numbers had to be right. She had to choose the right person at the right time. It just seemed unlikely, but there was just a small chance the whole way.
Do you think that if she had
I remember my
played
point
her
as well.
knowledge is power on Rizzo and stolen his idol, that it would have changed the final vote?
If she'd said nothing to anybody, it wouldn't have it wouldn't have had an effect, obviously, because Stephen would have gone. But I think what she had to do was she had to convince the people back there that she did have a
Was
plan,
going to do it.
and that
Yep.
she had to be doing other things behind the scenes to say, no,
Yep.
I gotcha. I don't know about the best way to do that. You don't necessarily want to tell people what you've got, but why would they trust her if she doesn't say something?
Yeah, this was actually her chance, if she was really going to do it, to say, "Hey, look, I know you don't trust me, but I'm going to go out on a
Yeah.
limb here and tell you this, so that you hopefully do trust me, because I want to make a big move."
The other thing that really kept me on the hook about the possibility of this happening was Jeff had said something before the season that was a little bit unusual. Like he kind of intimated that it was sort of admitted that it was like a little bit of a slow start to the season, but it really heats up in the second half, which obviously I know you were enjoying it, but yeah, a lot of the fans were in the early episodes were kind of going, this is like not much is happening. It's,
Okay.
no shocks. But it made me think, all right, what is he getting at? Is this going to be like a real doozy right at the end? That made me think, oh, maybe she will do it. Maybe she will do it. But I don't feel
Yeah.
like that we've really had it.
No.
And I'm not
I think
sure how could happen at this point.
Yeah. I can't see how it will happen either. Yeah, so Savannah, we're pretty sure Savannah's... So, hold on. So, next week it will be Tribal Council, one person will get voted off, and then
Go to
what
another
happens?
challenge. There probably won't be a reward. They'll go, yeah, they'll have a mini challenge, go to Tribal, go down to 4, go do another challenge.
For immunity.
For immunity, and whoever wins
Yep.
immunity will choose 2 people to go to fire, and they'll take someone else with them to final Tribal.
And whoever wins that will be the third to go to final Tribal.
Yeah, and then they'll
Okay.
vote and announce. So quite a bit has got to
Yeah,
happen.
okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, all right. Yeah, so exciting times. Nice knowing you, Sage. Sorry you made a massive... Sage and Katrina made a huge miscalculation. No, I mean Sage.
Oh, Sage. Oh, okay. Oh, the fact that she flipped.
Yep. They could have
Okay.
taken Soph out, and they should have.
I still don't think it will make a difference to the end result, though. Do you really think that she's still better off to get rid of or you mean because now they've lost the weight of numbers? That if they'd taken out right, that they would have been 3-2. And then they could have got rid of whoever didn't.
Yep. Sage must know now.
Oh, the other thing
she's gone.
We didn't really end up talking about at the end is, but Rizzo has still got his idol. Like he's definitely safe now, unless he plays it on someone else, and I really don't think he will. He'll almost certainly play it on himself. I just can't see him doing it. Yeah. So he's basically through before.
Yeah, so you keep talking about him grandstanding, but I actually think the jury's kind of sick of him grandstanding.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they're just like, oh yeah, he's still got his idol. Yep, he's got it still.
Yeah. And it's a real knock on if someone like Sage does get through, that there's going to be questions from the jury like, why didn't you just take your shot at some point? Like, at some point, someone had to go against him and try and knock it out. Mind you, none of them on the jury did at any point.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you just remembered me. So the preview of the next week's episode, we see that something gets found in the forest. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
It's not going to be an idol or anything. It's probably just going to be a... sometimes they do everybody read a tree mail. Hey, there's an advantage out there. Go run for it. Just,
okay.
Gets it kind of thing.
Okay. All
the
right.
other thing was...
I did think it was a bit late for that sort of thing.
Yeah. So it'll probably be a relatively minor advantage. Like it might get them a bit further in the immunity. But, it might be enough that Savannah doesn't win it. The other thing we see in there is sort of Christina falling pretty hard during a challenge there. It didn't look good.
But like we both agree, she's going to be in the final 3.
Seems
there's no way she's out.
Yeah. There's also a bit of, yeah, it's a real cat and mouse kind of thing about which way you play it as well, because sometimes the jury hate when people do that. So it's like, do you, if you're the person deciding, do you want to be the person that brings the? It's got a different meaning now, but they used to say, you know, bring the goat. It used to be like bringing the goat to the slaughter, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You just drag them along. Whereas, you know, in modern day parlance, the goat means something completely different.
So it would be delicious if they took Christina to final 3 and then she won. Oh, that would be so delicious.
Now you're really dreaming.
I know I'm dreaming, but I would just be, oh God, this is.
Remember how she hung onto that pole? She got herself up, Ben.
Yep, she did. I totally do. But okay, do you have anything else?
No, that's all.
All right.
We'll come back next week.
Until, the finale.
Yes.
Oh, how many finales are we doing lately?
Yeah, which I won't be here for. I'll have to record it elsewhere. But we will do it.
Yeah, well, how are we going to do that exactly? Can you
I'll have to
record
do it
on
an iPad or something. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But okay, look forward to it, my friends. Until next time.
See ya.